Namaste everyone. I am Dr. Dipali Mittal, consultant gynecologist and laparoscopic surgeon, Apollo Hospital, Indore. Wish you all beautiful ladies there a very happy Women's Day, and let us all pledge and choose to challenge ourselves that we will be eradicating the cervical cancer from this globe. Today, I will be speaking on a very important topic, that is cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is fourth commonest cause of cancer in females all over the globe, and India, it is the second most common cancer of females. Coming on to the statistics, around 5 lakh females suffer from cervical cancer each year, and out of those 5 lakh females, 2.7 females have to lose their lives because of cervical cancer. And these horrific figures, because of these horrifying figures, let us come to one more horrifying figure, that is around 200 females die of cervical cancer every day, and every hour around 9 females lose their lives. And while we are talking, every female dies every 8 minutes. But there is a silver lining to it. What exactly is that? That cervical cancer is totally preventable. There are certain levels of prevention in cervical cancer. Those are primary level of prevention, secondary level of prevention, and tertiary level of prevention. Primary level includes mass education and vaccination. Secondary prevention includes mass screening of females of reproductive age group. And tertiary level includes early diagnosis and treatment. This cervical cancer, as we all know, is caused by a virus known as human papilloma virus. This is a DNA virus and it is transmitted sexually. So what are the risk factors of cervical cancers? Risk factors include early sexual debut of girls. Secondly, multiple sexual partners, high-risk sexual partners, multiparity as in having many children. Then smoking is one of the very important risk factors of cervical cancer. Long use of oral contraceptive pills, low socioeconomic group, immunocompromised females, again with females with previous history of sexually transmitted diseases, females with history of HIV infection, they have low immunity and are therefore more prone for cervical cancers. But there is one thing which is not very good about cervical cancer, that is it cannot be diagnosed in the early stages. All the symptoms that occur in cervical cancer are at the later stages of the disease. The most important symptom is premenstrual, intermenstrual and postmenopausal bleeding, foul smelling vaginal discharge, a constant low backache, constant or intermittent lower abdominal pain, and a constant feeling of unwell-being. In the later stages, there is a complaint of unexplained weight loss for females. Coming on to the primary level of prevention. Primary level of prevention involves mass education and vaccination. Because of the vaccination, there is formation of antibodies inside our body, and therefore they fight the virus at the very site of injury, and therefore they stop the virus to enter our body. So there are many recommendations for the vaccination programs. Many schedules are there, Indian, American and many international schedules are there. But India, the recommendations which we follow are vaccination should start as early as possible, ideally between the age group of 9 to 15 years. But girls through the age of 9 to 45 years can get benefit from the vaccination. Pregnant females should ideally not be vaccinated. There are 2 types of vaccines which are approved in India, bivalent and quadrivalent. Bivalent vaccine, it covers HPV strain 16 and 18, and quadrivalent vaccine, it covers strains 6, 11, 16 and 18. The most common cancer causing strains are 16 and 18. So both the vaccines are covering both the strains, plus quadrivalent covers strains 6 and 11, which are responsible for oropharyngeal cancers, anal cancers, vulvovaginal cancers, and penile warts and other kinds of warts in females. Even there have been recommendations of vaccinating males also. Boys also needs to be vaccinated so that they can also be prevented from certain penile cancers, again anal cancers, oropharyngeal cancers, and we can prevent them from transmitting the infection to their female partners. We have different dosage schedules for both the vaccines. For bivalent vaccine, the dosage schedules are 0 month, 1 month, and 6 month. Whereas for quadrivalent vaccine, the dosage schedule is 0 month, 2 month, and 6 months. That is for adults above the age of 15 years. We need to give them 3 doses of vaccine. And for girls between the age of 9 to 15 years, they need to be given only 2 doses of cervical cancer vaccine, that is at 0 month and at 6 months. The full protection of vaccination comes around 1 month after the completion of the full course of vaccination. This vaccination usually provides a lifelong immunity, and there is no requirement for the booster doses. WHO recommends that in countries with very poor socio-economic condition, even 1 dose of cervical cancer should suffice. Then comes the secondary level of prevention. Around 80% of females by the age of 50 years get infected by HPV virus. Most of the time, this infection gets cleared on its own. Even sometimes a precancerous condition gets resolved on its own, but it's not always it happens. Sometimes the infection becomes chronic and the precancerous condition doesn't resolve on its own. There is again a silver lining to it, that after female gets infected with HPV virus, it takes around 15 to 20 years of long duration for cancer to occur. So in the screening programs, we take advantage of this long duration, and even if for once we are able to screen a female infected with HPV, that is definitely going to save the life. So in the screening programs, we make use of this long lead-in phase, which it takes from infection to turning of the infection into a cancer. There are many screening programs available all over the world. The most common screening program which in India we take is Pap smear, mass screening of females by doing Pap smear. There are different types of Pap smears we have been doing, that is conventional Pap smears, liquid-based cytology, Pap smear plus HPV screening, that is the co-test, and there are various recommendations for the Pap smear. Ideally, the screening of females by Pap smear should start within 3 years of their first sexual exposure or within 3 years of their marriage. But in India, we have recommendations to start the Pap smear at the age of 25 years, and we continue this screening till the age of 65 years. Then the recommendations also say that in females between 21 and 30 years, the Pap smear should be done ideally every 3 years, and after the age of 30 years to around 65 years, when the screening stops, it should be the screening should either be done by Pap smear or LBC plus HPV viral screening, DNA screening, that is known as co-test. So if we are doing Pap smear with HPV plus Pap smear, the test needs to be repeated every 5 years. And the screening ideally stops at the age of 65 years. screening starts after 3 years of the sexual debut of any female or after 3 years of marriage. Ideally, in the screening protocols, we should be screening the females from 25 to 65 years of age. Between 21 and 30 years, pap smear screening should be done, and it should be done every 3 years. After the age of 30 years till the age of 65 years, dual screening is recommended, which involves pap smear screening plus the screening with HPV DNA, and this is called as a co-test. HPV DNA plus pap test should be done ideally every 5 years. Coming on to the tertiary level of prevention, which is by early detection and treatment by various modalities. By detecting any cancer at an early stage, we'll be able to save many lives. Tertiary level of prevention involves early diagnosis and treatment of the cervical cancer by various modalities, and thereby saving many lives. WHO has a vision to eradicate the cervical cancer, and in this vision, they have a motto that by the year 2030, we should be able to vaccinate around 90% of girls through the age 9 to 15 years. We should be able to screen around 70% of females between the age group of 35 to 45 years, and we should be able to treat 90% of females with early and late cervical cancers. Coming on to the most common cancer in females in India, that is the breast cancer. The incidence of breast cancer starts to rise in late 30s and peaks between the age group of 50 to 65. In India, as the statistics say, every 1 out of 28 female is likely to get breast cancer. But these statistics are different in rural and urban regions. Whereas in the rural areas, 1 out of 60 female is likely to get a breast cancer. In urban areas, 1 out of 22 females is likely to get a breast cancer. So what are the risk factors involved in the breast cancers? The risk factors involved are early menarche, late menopause, nulliparity, late age of marriages, no breastfeeding, long-term use of HRTs, that is hormone replacement therapies, long-term use of oral contraceptive pills, radiation therapies, genetic predisposition, obesity, and there are many more factors to it. So for breast cancer, there is no absolute factor or screening modality so that we can prevent the occurrence of breast cancer, but different screening modalities are there wherein we can diagnose and treat breast cancer at the earliest stages. There are many screening programs available all over the world, including India, for the breast cancer. First of all, the most important is mass education. In mass education, we educate all girls and females regarding and make them aware about the breast cancers. We give education about the regular monthly breast examination, that is BSE. Herein we educate the females to examine their breast every month. Then there is clinical breast examination which has to be done every year. And there are other screening modalities. There are many screening modalities involved in screening of the breast cancer. Most common are sonomammography, mammography, and MRI. But mammography is the mostly used modality for screening, and the recommendations for doing mammography are: we don't do any mammographies before the age of 40 until and unless a female has a high risk for breast cancer. After the age of 40 years to the age of 45 years, we can get a mammography done for a female if she belongs to a high risk category or if she wishes to get a mammography Between the age group of 45 to 55 years, the recommendations say that the female should undergo a mammography every year, and after the age of 55 years, the mammography should be done every 2 years, and the screening with the mammography should continue till the female is in a healthy condition. So come, let's pledge and have a cancer-free world by participating in various screening programs. Thank you.